Gauteng Tourism Summit 2011 got underway in Johannesburg this week. The summit looks at innovative ways to position this province, which is said to be the fourth largest economy in Africa as a whole, as a tourism economy. Gauteng is the most visited province in the country, as it's traditionally been the primary entry point for international visitors coming into South Africa. The problem is most visitors don't stay long. They say that it's not a very pretty province to be in, and there are also security concerns. Samantha Loring spoke to Qedani Mahlangu, the MEC for Economic Development in Gauteng, about some of the issues.
We've got most iconic places in our province. We've got the Constitution Hill located in Gauteng, particularly around Yeoville Hillbrow. We've got the Apartheid Museum. It does not exist anywhere else in the country, and it's very important for tourists to understand where we've been, where we come from as a nation. And that Apartheid Museum is simply about representing the history of not in totality. We also have the Hector Peterson, which was resembling the struggle of young people in 1976 when they took on the apartheid system. It's existing nowhere else in the country but in Gauteng. We've got a cradle for humankind, which where many fossils, particularly Sterkfontein fossils, were discovered. That simply straddles to many million years ago. And then, of course, most importantly, recently, we've added the Game 5 that is going to be located to the northeast of Tshwane, and that is going to be open in September. I think the part of the things that we're adding into our tourism product is a history of different communities, because I believe that we are a truly diverse country, and particularly Gauteng as a province are very diverse, and our constitution talks to those issues. This diversity must be represented by the different communities. The Italians were here after the Second World War as prisoners of war, and the importance and their location into the Sterkford, the Zonderwater in and around Cullinan, that must also be brought into this. And then the role of Italian community in South Africa when they first came here, as well as the Jewish community in Johannesburg. The Jewish community celebrated about 3-4 years ago 120 years of their existence in Johannesburg. So there's many other things.
So you're focusing on the cultural diversity that we have in the province. When it comes to what tourism contributes to the GDP of the province so far, do you have any idea of how large it is at this stage? At this stage, the GDP of the province is around 645 billion. That was in 2010. And do you have any targets in terms of revenue generation?
We don't have target per se, but what the work we are doing simply suggests that if we really continue to be vigorous and continue to do the right things in just addressing the challenges faced by the industry, we can contribute more than 5% of the GDP into this thing. Of course, this needs to be quantified in terms of the rand value and all of those. But if you look at the money using the 2010 figures, studies that says out of the 90 billion rands that was generated by people who came in and out of the country during the month or the 45 days, just during and after the World Cup, 30% of that stayed in Gauteng. It really shows that whatever the contribution of Gauteng to the broader space, tourism contributes, as I said, significantly to that. So one of the things that we really need to try and take to the next level, besides the cultural tourism, Gauteng is one of those vibrant provinces in terms of leisure around decent hotels. We've got more hotel beds than any other province in the country. And in the restaurants, we pride ourselves with many restaurants of high caliber in the province, and therefore even in terms of entertainment, a lot of entertainment work, as well as the presence of the so-called celebrities there. They've got the highest concentration in Gauteng.
So if we had to do a SWOT analysis of the tourism sector in the Gauteng province, where would you say are the weakest spots?
I think the weak spot is that Gautengers during holidays they go away somewhere else. They don't see themselves to tour the province. Very few people know about Sterkfontein who resides in Gauteng. Very few people in Gauteng have been to the Apartheid Museum. Very few people have been to the Maruping and to the different parts of this thing.
So what is it going to take to get Gautengers? What's the strategy to get Gautengers traveling and enjoying what the province has to offer?
We really have to promote the province and showcase what we have. That's very important. Number two, we also have to incentivize people. If the entrance at Maruping is 10 rands and people are coming with a family, you must be able to incentivize people when they come as groups and as families so that they can indeed take up those offers. But also we've got to make sure that the quality of service is improved for the better. That when I walk into a restaurant, I'm going to eat the best meal because there's good food in Gauteng.